Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today's going to be a pretty quick video where I just walk you through my timeline and export settings when it comes to exporting high quality YouTube videos and also high quality vertical videos for Instagram Reels and TikTok. And if you're new to DaVinci Resolve, I know this can seem a little bit intimidating at first. However, I'll walk you through it simply and easily. So let's get into it. All right, so once you're in DaVinci Resolve, the first thing you're going to do is go into the top left corner, click DaVinci Resolve, and then click Preferences. Then you're going to go down to where it says General. And if you are using an Apple device like a MacBook Pro, for example, you're going to want to toggle on Use Mac Display Color Profile for viewers, and also toggle on Tag Rec 709 Scene Clips as Rec 709-A. Then go down to the right corner, click Save, and this is going to ensure that the colors that you're looking at while you're editing are exactly the same as the final export. Next, in the top left corner, click File, go down to where it says Project Settings. And for my timeline resolution, it's just standard UHD 4K for this video, which is just a regular 16:9 aspect ratio. And I'll break down resolution and aspect ratios in a separate tutorial, but this is perfect for a regular 4K video for YouTube. Next, where it says timeline frame rate, you'll want to make sure that your frame rate is the same frame rate as the clips that you shot it in, which 90% of these shots are at 23.976 frames per second. So that is perfect. Let's just go back into project settings. Next, we're going to go down to where it says color management. And for color science, I always have mine at DaVinci YRGB and timeline color space at Rec 709-A. Click Save, and again, this just ensures that the colors that you're looking at on your display are accurate to the ones that you'll be exporting. Now, usually my timeline is pretty messy where I have a bunch of extra footage, and on the right, I'm just going to magnify my timeline. So this is where the YouTube video actually ends. I'm just gonna press O, and it always gives you like a millisecond extra. So what I always do is I just go back one frame, press O again, and now when you go to export your final video, you're not gonna get all the extra clips that you might have for backup. You're just gonna export your final video. Now that you're ready to export, just click this little rocket ship, and then you can just title your YouTube video. Let's just say YT video V1. For my format, I export in MP4, and then my codec is H.264, which is pretty standard for uploading to YouTube. And my resolution and frame rate are perfect. And next, for quality, by default, it's gonna be at automatic, but to get the best quality, go to restrict to. And for YouTube, I'll usually just export at 40,000 kilobits per second. I find that that's a perfect balance between file size and quality. Encoding and entropy mode, you can just leave at auto, but an important setting you'll want to make sure that is toggled on is multi-pass encode. Basically, this is going to render through your video a couple times to make sure that everything's solid. Next, go down to advanced settings, and for my data levels, I always just click full. And then I always check force sizing to highest quality and force debayer to highest quality. And again, because I set my in and out range, you can click I for the in point and an O for the out point. Basically, these are the only parts that are going to render. It's not going to get all these extra clips that I just tossed in my timeline. And once you're ready, click add to render queue and then render all. And now for every YouTube video, usually I'll make one short form video to complement it, and usually I'll just edit that short form video right next to it in the same timeline to keep things simple. Say for example, this is my short form, and we're gonna go down to project settings, and we're gonna go back to master settings. All you have to do is click use vertical resolution, and then click save. And now you have a vertical video for export. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna press I, and then I'm gonna go back to the endpoint, and then press O for the in-out range. Then go to the little rocket ship again, and let's just call this IG Reel V1, and I usually export it to my desktop. My format and codec will stay the same, but for my resolution, I'm just going to export 1080 by 1920 HD, and the reason why is because Instagram and TikTok at the time don't yet support 4K video. So even if you upload in 4K, it's just going to compress it to 1080p HD. And in the past, I have had issues with a 4K file where Instagram and TikTok will overly compress the heck out of it, and my file looks worse than even an HD file. So I just prefer to export out in HD. Then for quality, I'll usually just do 15,000 kilobytes per second, and I've had no issues with that so far. Same thing, multi-pass encode, data levels full, force sizing and debayer to highest quality, and then add to render queue, and then render it out. All right, everyone, so those are my timeline and export settings, and if you do have any questions, feel free to let me know in the comments down below. And on my channel, I drop tutorials every Tuesdays and a fun video every Friday, so if you do want to see more, be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.